she run? She didn't run. She moved slowly to the chair, sat down, and gave him a fragile smile. Del-Rey, she whispered. It's Spanish, you know, for of the king. His brows arched. He was of a king, all right, one long betrayed and dead. He didn't mean to follow in that genetic ancestor's footsteps. He leaned forward, braced his elbow on his knee, and let his gaze run over her slowly. Very slowly. Touching on fragile, youthful, and yet womanly features. A fucking child. Hell, that Siberian lab had been truly desperate, or depraved, to have sent a child to him. I'm going to kill you before I leave here, he sighed, watching her smile falter. Kill me? She licked her lips nervously and stared back at him with a hint of wariness. You promised I'd be safe. And you believed me? A ghost of a smile played at his lips. How foolish of you. But you never break your promises. She blinked back at him with such innocence he nearly laughed. He merely arched his brow instead, a warning that perhaps her information hadn't been entirely accurate. She looked down at her hands, linked her fingers together, then lifted her gaze once again. There are 5 females at the lab where my father is security officer. She bit her lip worriedly before continuing. They said they sent you a message, and you swore that you wouldn't harm the contact sent to you. His head tilted as his eyes narrowed. There are no female coyotes. There are 5, she told him. Sharon, she contacted you. It was she that you spoke with in the secured emails. There are 4 others, twins, Emma and Ashley. 2 younger, Marcy and Shanda. They're the babies of the group. He stared back at her curiously now. Where are the males of their group? Coyotes don't let females speak for them, little girl. She swallowed tightly. The males are more heavily guarded. The scientists, they like me rather well. I'm one of the few women at the labs. I've been raised with them. How interesting. She had to be lying. There was no other option. Hell, killing children was one of the few sins he hadn't committed in his life, but this child knew his face. He couldn't risk being identified. Sharon said you would save them. She stared back at him, her blue eyes darkening with more than worry now. There might even be a hint of anger in those pretty depths. Do you know the risks we've taken to contact you? To come to this meeting? Yes, that was definitely anger. He stared back at her, frankly amazed. Even his men hesitated to speak to him in such a way. Surely no one else had dared since he had reached maturity, perhaps even before. You risked much, he agreed. But I warned you in the email I would kill anyone attempting to trick me. Whoever set you on this plot, child, has ended your life for you. Did she show fear? No. Instead, slowly, she parted her jacket and from inside withdrew several photos. Her hands were shaking as she handed them to him. Her face was pale, but her eyes were still filled with anger. He glanced at the pictures, brows lifting at the sight of the 5 young women. Definitely coyote females, if their forced smiles, which revealed their curved canines, were any indication. They could be faked. He threw them to the table. She inhaled roughly. If I don't return, a message will be sent to the feline breed compound sanctuary that the Coyote Ghost has murdered me. I came to you under the auspices of the newly formed ideals of breed law, which you claimed in your email to adhere to. That message will state my name, my age, the labs I am from, and a message. Breed law doesn't always survive. Masters control their puppets, and their puppets whisper the wages of death. Shocking. Del-Rey stared back at her as she whispered the code and information that he knew would set every living free feline breed on his ass. Perhaps this wasn't a trick.